Okay, so now that we know what a pin is, it's important for us to understand that there's actually two different types of pins, right? And they vary they have some important differences, is what I should say. And so I'll show you exactly what they are now. Okay, so I'm just going to make some random moves. Ignore black's stupid opening just to give you an idea, right? So whatever. Let's just bring out the knights. And okay, so in this current position, I'm sure you guys can see that white has two particular pins he can go for, right? And neither one is really better in this position, but for example's sake, I'll show you that in chess there are two types of pins. One is a relative pin, okay? Another is an absolute pin, okay? And I'm going to show you what the differences of those between those two are now. So if we go bishop to b5, which I'm sure you guys seen, then that pins this knight on c6, because the knight is unable to move because the king stands behind it, right? Right behind it like this. And okay, assuming black does something and we make this other pin, right? We pin this knight because the queen's behind it. So, well, that's also a pin. Now the difference between them, as I'm sure the smart people have already figured out, you smart guys have figured out, is that an absolute pin means that the piece, this knight for example, is absolutely pinned, which means it is an illegal move. It's against the rules of chess to move your knight out of that pin, right? It's absolutely illegal. On the other hand, with this relative pin, it's not illegal to move this knight out of the pin, but it's just a very bad idea, right? Because they'll lose the queen, and as we learned in the values video, that would result in a loss of 6 points or something like this, which is generally the loss of the game, right? So not very good. So pretty simple. So those are two different types of pins, have some big implications. I'll show you what I mean. So let's just make a few moves. I show this example a lot actually. Bishop d4, bishop d4, no, blah blah blah. Okay, so this we can see that in this position black has pinned this knight to the queen. And what type of pin is that? I can't hear you. Yes, it's a relative pin, right? And I know some people are going to be like, that's a Legal's mate or whatever soon, because people know the name of some trap or whatever. But the point I'm illustrating here, because this is a well-known trap, the point I'm illustrating is that because white is in this it's only a relative pin, it's not an absolute pin. For tactical reasons, white can actually step out of that pin with knight takes e5. And the point is that, okay, we stepped out of the pin, and if they take the knight, we take the bishop. And the bigger question is if they take the queen, which is the reason why they made the pin, we have a checkmate here. Check and knight check is a checkmate, right? So the big point is that relative pins, you can step out of them. Usually it's a bad move, but sometimes there's tactical elements why there might be a reason why you step out of it. On the other hand, absolute pins, you'll see, let's just make some stupid trap, and you see in this position, because we can use an absolute pin and play knight d6, that's actually checkmate. The reason why is because it's illegal to take that knight because the queen is on e2 pinning the e-pawn, and that's an absolute pin, right? So he can't just choose to take that knight anyway and allow you to take his king because that's illegal, right? So absolute pins are a little bit stronger than a relative pin, but they both have their place and they're both very powerful when used correctly. All right. So that's the two different types of pins. Now in the next video we're going to do some drills, and I'm going to show you some positions, and what I want you to do is call out the answers, even though no one's listening because the video is not live, right? I want you to call out the answers anyway, because this will get you good at chess notation, get you good at solving problems on your feet, this type of thing. Okay, so I'll catch you in the next video.